Calling to order the zoning board of adjustment, Raritan Township, New Jersey, regular meeting, May 1st, 2025. Notice of meeting. The notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act has been satisfied by the placing of a notice of this meeting on the bulletin board at the municipal building, filing same with the township clerk, and transmitting same to the Hunterdon County Democrat, the Courier News, the Star Ledger, and the Trenton Times. Roll call, please.
Chairwoman, Ms. Cynthia Schaefer.
Here.
Vice Chair, Ms. Russell Domji.
Here.
Mr. Steve Farcio, he has asked to be excused. Mr. Randy Block.
Here.
Mr. Jim Ferrero has asked to be excused. Ms. Lindsay Cool Brangel. Here. Ms. Lorette Tina. Here. Ms. Donna Drews. Here. Mr. James Miller.
Here.
Board Professionals, Board Attorney, Mr. John Drill.
Here via Zoom.
Township Planner, Mr. Jeffrey Faccarella.
Here.
And all other board professionals have asked to be excused. And just for the record, Board Secretary Taylor Vaughn here.
Okay, can I get oh my gosh. Yes, thank you. A motion to excuse Steve Farcio and Jim Ferrara.
I'll make a motion.
Roll call, please.
Chairwoman, Ms. Cynthia Schaefer.
Yes.
Vice Chair, Ms. Russell Domji.
Yes.
Mr. Randy Block.
Yes.
Ms. Lindsay Cool Brangel.
Yes.
Ms. Lorette Cretina.
Here.
Ms. Donna Drews.
Yes.
Mr. James Miller.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to comments. Comments, so we're welcoming Lindsay back.
Woohoo!
We don't see our new member, Mila.
Yes.
She's coming next time,
She's napping.
napping.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know, if the baby's born while you're on the Board of Adjustment, the baby's on the Board of Adjustment,
Oh, okay.
okay?
She's loud, so.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Announcements, non-distribution correspondence. We have the 2024 annual report. Like to have some discussion about that if possible. I think Donna and Lorette may have some comments first. Do you want to?
Sure, thank you. When I was working for Somerset County for the planning board for 3.5 decades, I was in charge of the annual report. And so we did a lot of data collection too. And I got the opportunity to tap into my history. And I thought maybe there were a couple of things that we could do to just add a little more detail to the report. And really for the benefit of our elected officials. And I found over the years, over those many years, that it was really insightful in terms of trends. We gathered a lot of data just on the number of square feet of commercial and industrial development and how many new lots. And then we gathered other information about changes in regulations that affected our ability or our responsibilities, changed our responsibilities as professionals. And so we kind of took a lot of those concepts into our annual update and basically said, hey, DEP adopted these 3 regulations. Now we have to do this and that. And the Office of Planning Advocacy wants us to do cross acceptance and, you know, and all, we used to call them unfunded mandates because they were just this big pile of extra work. And we felt that it was very important and valuable to share all the stuff that was going on in any given year and then track progress and what got done and plans that got adopted. And so that's where I'm coming from. So I had a bunch of ideas that we could consider, and it could be things that are low hanging fruit. That's the way I would tackle it, is choose items that are readily available, like you don't have to do a lot of research to dig them out and scrape them together, that it's more, we can report this and we can report that. And then over the next year, 2 or 3, you know, beef it up and add new things and add more things. And so that was kind of where I was coming from. And so I did an email to staff and to Cindy, kind of 2 separate ideas this happens to me all the time. I sleep on it. The next day I have like 3 more ideas. And that happens again. So, if you have a copy of that, or you want me to walk through kind of what they were, like the specific things, whatever you want.
So can we have a separate meeting and walk through it with Lorette and say, we're not asking for more work. We're not asking to give you what we're asking for. If the information is there, can we include it? And I think one of the suggestions Donna has is something like that. So can we hold off on approving this and work on maybe enhancing it?
Yeah, and as long as you have a subcommittee, doesn't have a quorum, you don't need to meet in public to go through everything, and then you can present it to the board as a whole.
Okay, so if I ask Lorette and myself to meet with Jeff together, and then we come back to the board. Okay,
Yep, sounds good.
okay.
Thank you. I'd love to do that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and just the.
I hear you.
You want to use mine? That's okay. I'll just talk loud.
Is the red
I
button, is
guess
it
the
red?
other things that I thought about.
John may not hear you, so you may want to get a mic.
Oh, John can't hear
Is
you?
that- Is that the one you gotta press?
I'm pressing it. Can you hear me now, John?
Try the one next.
I can hear you, but barely. Just steal the other mic.
Can you hear me, John?
Yes.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm probably cutting it off
Yeah.
when I push the button.
okay.
Okay, so the other just things that I thought about that we spent considerable time as a board is when there was the subcommittee of the planning board and board of adjustment to update the land development regulation. That was a 5-month process.
Yeah.
And a lot of work. And part of my points, and I'll get this to you guys, but part of my points were some of the things that were corrected were so that applications did not have to show up before our board for silly things.
Mhm.
Not so, some of the accessory structure, the hot boxes in the front yard, where we removed some of those kind of more nuisance things so that they weren't, people didn't have to show up here.
Yeah,
So I think that would also explain maybe if numbers change a little bit, it's because we're being proactive. And I'd like to have that on the record. So in the annual report, it reflects that we're trying to be good stewards of the work of the staff and board. So that's things related to that updates and really just highlighting, how we reduced the number of variances that were required for accessory structures and the front yard setback things. And then also that, and I don't know if it's true yet, but because we now allow accessory apartments, I don't know how that's going to impact your workload going forward, because it'll be an administrative review as opposed to as long as they perform.
yeah.
And so we may not see those kind of requests which we have in the past.
Yeah.
So I think again, it's just trying to show that we're trying to do the right thing in managing and providing input on the regulations. And then the other thing I think that helped us a lot is when we clarified the flex space discussion,
Yes.
which was a huge thing, and to allow multiple uses within mixed use development. So again, we addressed it because it had been raised as an issue in previous reports and reports, and I just would like us to be able to demonstrate to the township committee that we're doing our due diligence.
Yes, I agree. John, can we add Donna to the meeting, or is that?
Yeah, as long as you have 3 or less board members.
Okay. All right, so we'll continue on. Jeff will
Set up a meeting.
set up time with you, and we'll start drafting it, working with you. We're not asking for more work for you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, moving on. Let's go to the resolution for this evening. So this is Raritan Township Board of Adjustment, Jeff Anselin, 114 Barton Hollow Road, Block 14.01, Lot 14, application BOA-16-2024, resolution memorializing grant of 2 C variances to allow 1, a 6-foot high fence in the front yard setback area, and 2, an accessory structure, a pool spillway in front of the existing dwelling on the lot. Resolution number 2024-19, version 2025-04-21- version 2. Any concerns, questions, changes?
Nope.
Okay, so I need a motion to approve, and we're limited on who can vote.
It's Rasul, Donna, and James.
So when you have to make the motion, when you have to second it?
So moved.
Did you make it? Was that a nod?
No, you guys do it.
Okay, I make the motion and you second?
Okay.
Okay.
Roll
Okay.
call.
Mr. Rasul Domji,
Yes.
Ms. Donna Drews,
Yes.
Mr. James Miller.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to the application for this evening. One application, BOA case number 01-2025. Applicant is Christopher Sorello. I hope I got that right. Block 59, lot 28 and 29, 766 County Road 579. Application for a C variance for accessory structure over 800 square feet. Good evening. You want to sit at the table, and each one of you can have a mic?
And let me get whoever's going to testify sworn in. Are both of you going to testify or just one of you?
That's fine. I'll do it.
Okay, so we're going to have Christopher Cirillo and we're going to have Jeff Vaccarello. Please stand up and raise your right hand. And do both of you swear or affirm that the testimony you're going to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay.
Okay, do you want to provide us a little description of what you're requesting, what you're doing? We've all seen it, we've all reviewed it, so you don't have to explain it.
Okay. Originally, I was looking to do a pole barn, and I started this process, and then I had a builder that was going to do it back out. And now I submitted a drawing for a steel building, because that's what I do. I do commercial construction.
Okay,
I've been a union carpenter for 30 years. So it's what I know and I'm really comfortable with. So the building is, I have a few, if you've been to my house, Jeff's been there, you've seen it. I have a few buildings that are there, but some of them are, I'm gonna say, unstructurable. I want to take down,
okay,
but I need someplace to put equipment that I do have, my mower, lawn equipment, yard equipment. I have a small size backhoe that I use. I have a driveway grading equipment. I have a lot of equipment and a trailer. I'd like to put my stuff into a building,
Mhm.
maintain and keep it neat. I don't want to have my yard a mess, but
Okay. Can I ask a question? The equipment that you're describing, that's just going to be used around your yard, or do you use that for your business?
I don't own a business.
Okay, so
I don't own, I'm a union carpenter. I do commercial construction, but I don't own a business, nor do I run a business now.
Right, but
It's
I
just
mean,
for my own,
right, but the
it's for my own
backhoe,
person.
right, the
For
backhoe
my
you
own-
described, and
It's at my
your-
house.
just for your house, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't leave my yard, so.
okay. Some questions that I have. I didn't visit the property. I'm hoping Jeff did.
I was not able to get into the interior of it.
Okay.
I've seen it from Route 579.
So I think we talked earlier in the week, and I had some concerns. One, it seemed extremely large because I was looking at the aerial view. And the second one was, it seemed like if it was really that big, it was going to cut into the trees. So could you just let me know what you found?
I wasn't able to see for sure if it was gonna, there is a tree line
Okay.
on 579. It would be very close. I think it's hard to tell without something on a survey to show where exactly the trees are and it being staked out to see if any of the existing landscaping will be affected.
Do you think any landscaping will be affected? Is that you? No?
If you're asking, no, I'm gonna tell you, I've already marked it, but because I put paint down, it's gone, it's washed away, but I can mark it back out. It's the trees. I don't have to cut any trees down or any of that. That's not my intent.
Okay. Second question is, as we've found before, are we going to ask for I don't know the terminology, for the property to be marked before they build?
A
Well,
stake.
put it this
A
way,
stake-
normally,
stake.
normally, when an applicant is requesting a setback variance, that's when, and the board grants it, that's when the board requires that it be marked out before construction, so there won't be any mistakes, and then get an as-built survey after. But as I understand the application, Jeff, you can correct me if I'm wrong,
He's not close.
it's not even close.
Yeah.
He's well
Okay.
within his building envelope, and the only issue is that he's going over 800 square feet of accessory structures.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's correct. No setback variance. It's just the location is in the front yard, but the setback of 50 feet is met.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
it didn't look like that from the aerial, but again, that's my eyes, so just checking. Okay,
Question, what will be the sequence when the buildings that are marked as being removed? Because all the structures on your property in aggregate add up to accessory
Well-
structures, so.
Okay, so there's 3 buildings that are getting removed, and then there's a temporary shed or temporary garage, whatever you want to call it. It's like a metal tarped building that I borrowed from a friend. That's not even mine. So as soon as I get this, if this goes, like, if the building's approved, then I can get this done. As soon as I have this built, all that's come down. That's the next move.
So the carport's going to be removed, not relocated?
The carport I was gonna relocate.
Okay.
But there's, in the back, there's 3 smaller sheds and a white, like, car.
Movable?
It's a
Yeah.
movable, because it's not a permanent structure, it's just a thing you screw into the ground, and then it's got like a hook that hooks onto it to keep it down, but that's all coming out.
Yeah, but just so you know, the fact that it's not a permanent structure, it's still a structure. So I'm looking at this survey, and
He
you
put it
marked
on the
in,
survey.
yeah, that's what, where is it on the survey? I see shed to be removed, movable tent. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, yes, so you're looking at shed to be removed, the 2 of those, the movable tent.
Okay, so the 2 sheds to be removed, the 66 square foot shed to be removed, 103 square foot shed to be removed, and the 173 square foot movable tent to be removed. Is that correct?
Yes.
And this carport, I don't see a carport on the survey. Where is that?
It's on the gravel drive.
It says canvas, it says movable canvas carport.
Ah, okay. So
It's
that's
in the
gonna be,
gravel driveway. It's just like it's just a roof that we park the cars under.
okay, that's gonna be relocated to where?
I was just gonna slide it over between the garage on the other side of this stone driveway that they have marked out.
Closer to the house?
Yeah, closer, to the corner of the garage there, between the garage and the house. Just spot. I was just gonna move it over
I
here.
just want to catch up with my notes here for a second. The canvas carport to be relocated to a compliant location. Movable
I mean, if
tent
it needs to come down,
shall
I mean,
be
I'm not opposed.
removed. Well, Jeff, let me ask you something. It would help, I assume, with the square foot of accessory structures if that movable canvas carport was taken down, correct?
Yes, it would. The total amount, I mean, it got reduced with the 173 square feet with the movable tent. The movable canvas carport is 465 square feet. Yes, if it would reduce.
Okay, what would it reduce it to?
$1,901 square feet.
Okay. Mr. Cirillo, is that a problem if the board said, as a condition of the variance to take that down, since they're giving you, they'd be giving you a huge 1,600 square foot pole barn, which presumably you fit a lot of stuff in there.
Correct. No, I understand. No, I have No, I'm not opposed to taking it. Like I said, I'll take the 3 down and that if I need to, if that's what I need, yeah.
Okay.
All right, that would help. Okay,
So Jeff, one more time, that would make, we're not including the garage because the garage is exempt from the requirement. So what would the total square footage of accessory structures be if the board approves the 1,600 square foot pole barn, but those other 4 things are removed? Canvas carports removed, movable tent removed, and the 2 sheds removed.
So it'd be 1901 with the proposed pole barn, the 171 square foot shed and the 130 square foot shed.
Okay, so in actuality, the variance would only be for 101 square feet over the 18, no, it's 800 is the minimum, 1,101 square foot, right?
Yeah.
okay. Okay, and just to confirm on your report, Jeff, the height is not an issue. You've stated such in your report.
That's correct.
Okay. All right, does anybody have any questions?
My only just general question is, the existing garage and the pole barn, how many feet? It looks like about 10 feet apart.
Yeah.
Donna, you're drifting off again.
The existing barn and the pole barn are gonna propose to be 10 feet apart. Is that okay with our construction? I just am worried about this, the distance, like if you had to fight a fire,
Okay.
get something in between your buildings, 10 feet, you're not gonna do it. And, you know, not that I wanna push your building. So that's
Yeah.
my only just question. You know, I'm listening to our fire marshal in like 1 year from planning board. He's like always worried about being able to, you know, fight fires. So I just, you know, it's just a general question. If it's,
I mean, I can move it back further. And I can move it further over
yeah,
if there's a number that you'd like to see
I-
between it, but the only thing is then once. And like, this isn't like, I can't verify this for sure, but like. Probably somewhere, once I go beyond that 12, 13 feet off that garage, then I'm gonna start to encroach into not some of the bigger lumber, but smaller trees that are just growing there that I just didn't.
Okay.
I'm not, like I said, I have no
no,
interest in,
you know,
because I don't want the noise. And I keep on, and I do keep on trying to plant more trees there, but just the deer are killing.
oh, yeah,
So I can't.
Yeah,
Like, I've been trying for 3 years to grow trees and they
you got it.
keep killing them. I just keep doing it, but they keep killing them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I
Yeah,
just bought more and a guy just told me, he's like, "Yeah, I gotta wrap them." And I'm like, okay. So
Yeah, I guess maybe as long as the construction code is, you know, would Dennis get it? would our
Well,
fire-
why don't we just ask Jeff? Jeff, is there any problem with the distances between structures that are shown on this survey?
Not that I know. of. There's
Yeah,
no
I don't know of any
regulation.
code
Okay.
requirement.
Yeah.
And I would
Okay.
think if the
We're
board
good.
is concerned about saving the trees, that if
Yeah,
you approve it, you approve it where he's proposed it.
I will
Yeah.
say that even if the fire truck couldn't get between the 2 structures, the proposed pole barn and the garage, the driveway gives them access to both
Both.
frontage on
Yeah.
both barns. So it's not like they can't
Yeah.
get to it.
yeah, okay.
Jeff, how about item 10?
Maybe not ideal, but
Yes, item 10 is a township requirement. Because it's over 1,000 square feet of new impervious surface. You do need an engineer to provide a grading stormwater plan, which would be reviewed by the township engineer. This would be required prior to construction permit.
So basically it's grading and then there'll be dry well.
There'll be some sort of, dry well or some other management system for stormwater.
okay, so dry wells for like rain gutters to go into. Okay.
So, question for you, Jeff. Right now, the delta is 1,100 square feet, 1101.
Mhm.
So if he comes under 1,000, then he doesn't have to do stormwater?
So the variance relief would be separate. So the 1,600 would
They're
be.
two, right, these are two separate
They're
things.
Yeah.
Got it, got it.
Yeah.
Just want to try to help you, but I guess not.
I have one more thought. It might be helpful for your work that you're going to do, as well as just for future reference to show your gas, your electric, your well, and then make sure they don't get run over or just, damaged during the construction process. I see the septic, but I don't see the well. I don't see if you have a gas service or
Well's
anything
on
like
there.
that.
Wells on.
Yeah, the wells show.
Wells on the survey, it's all the way on the other side of my lot.
Oh.
I missed it. Thank you.
Yeah, and my electric's overhead and I don't have any gas. I wish I did. I don't.
Heard that one before.
I keep on seeing them dig 523, hoping that they're gonna bring it closer to my house and maybe I can, but there's a gas line that runs next to me, but they won't let me tap into it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But,
Same thing we've been dealing with on our road too.
you know,
It
I
stops
mean,
just short of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to live in Pittstown and the closest gas to me was like 3/4 of a mile away. And I know I can't call the gas company and it was way too expensive. I was like, man, I'll buy oil for the rest of my life before I ever have to pay for that gas line to get across from my house. They was just, it's crazy what they want to bring the lines. So I keep on thinking like, maybe one day, somebody will build something and they'll get it closer, but.
Yeah.
All right, any other questions?
I just have one comment that the removal of all the sheds and the proposed shed will need zoning permits, even for demo permits or for the proposed project. So.
Do I have to do it before?
No, you can do it as
No.
part of the project, but Jeff is saying if the board grants the variance for the pole barn, it's not,
Yeah.
that doesn't give you permission just to demolish those other structures. They're going to be required as a condition
Mhm.
to be demolished, but you have to apply for zoning permits and demo permits for them.
Okay, then I just have one question. I did this a few years ago, where I sold the sheds. Can I file for the permit, the demo permit? And then, like, if I sell them, can I have them removed with a,
Well, put it this way, a demo permit doesn't mean you have to break it into 1,000 pieces. A demo
Okay,
permit means
just-
it's
just
going to
for-
be detached from the property and taken off the property. If you
Okay.
sell it, God bless you.
yeah, okay. I doubt it, but you never know.
Yeah.
People, if I put it out there I was gonna say, if you put it out there for free, you'd be surprised when people will come and go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
all right.
To me,
Anything?
I don't want to use them, but somebody else may.
Just one last question. Are there going to be any utilities proposed to this?
Well, I'm thinking I wasn't going to, but I'm thinking I may just want to put lights in it so that if I do go out there, like, I am gonna put like, snow removal equipment in there. So in the winter, if I need so I'm probably gonna look for lights.
Okay.
Lights and maybe a couple outlets to charge cars or something like that.
Okay,
That's fine.
all right.
But now that I do. Do I do that with
Construction, but just
construction
to
and all?
make sure that it's.
No, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, I mean, as far as like that, yeah, I was just.
Everything with the process, I'll be letting you guys know. So you guys don't have to worry about it. The majority of the stuff is just zoning permits and the construction permits.
Yeah.
Like I say, I mean, I've been building for a very long time. I deal with permits and building inspectors all the time. I actually just called for one on Tuesday on my job that I'm building now. But
Good.
it's kind of, I'm so used to, and I just explained to Jeff today, and I've been dealing with Taylor with doing this variance. I've never done a variance in my life. I've dealt with building departments for well over 30 years, but yeah, it's just this is all new, so I'm sorry.
No. We've created a pamphlet. I'm sure it's at the desk and it tells you what to do, but on the back is after your approval.
Okay.
So I'm sure you know a lot of this, but it's not going to hurt for you to pick up one of these.
No, I will. Yeah, that's why I grabbed the paper and
Yeah.
when I walked in, I mean, like I said, I don't know, I've never done this, but like once I get the building,
Yeah.
then I'm comfortable because then like I know what they're gonna expect.
Okay.
What I gotta turn in and
I'm the
stuff
complete
like that,
opposite.
so.
Okay. And Jeff, I guess my only question is it looks like this structure is pretty hidden from the street.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I
Jeff
drove both
says-
north and south.
Jeff says as his last number 12, there's a strong landscape buffer from County Route 579. So I take that as him saying that this is not one of the cases where he's suggesting that a condition be imposed, more landscape planting or screening or anything like that. Am I right, Jeff?
Yeah,
Yeah, not unless it would be the
I'm just
applicant's choice.
curious what color it is. Just what?
Tan, sand.
That's-
Sand, tan, like I like the.
Yeah,
I like
that's
the
fine.
natural color.
Yeah.
earthy color, so.
Yeah, but even if you did orange,
No.
you couldn't see it. Yeah. Just asking. All right. Can I get a motion? Well, we can deliberate.
I assume from what everyone said that the
Summarize
board
the conditions.
is inclined to grant C2 variances
Mhm.
on the basis that if you grant the variances, it's going to improve the aesthetics of the neighborhood because equipment that's now stored outside is going to be stored inside. And as to the negative criterion, subject to the imposition of the conditions that you guys discussed, because there's an existing strong landscape buffer from County Route 579, no need for landscaping, and the negative criterion is satisfied. Something like that is what you guys are thinking?
Yes, just if you don't mind, add one more.
Okay.
The hard surface is way below the 20. So that's another reason why it's okay.
Okay.
But the neighborhood thing is number one. You're gonna consolidate everything and it's gonna look neater, even though nobody can see it.
Mhm.
I just don't want it to look like a mess. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
You
All
got
right.
it, John?
I got it.
All right.
And conditions, the stormwater, and is there anything for utility?
Yeah, everything, I got conditions, the removals set forth in Jeff's item 6, plus the movable canvas carport, we're adding that in there. Item 9 is going to be a condition, item 10 is going to be a condition.
All right. During our deliberations, does anybody see anything that would change from approving this? It sounds like we're all.
I just have a small question. There's no adjoining property notification necessary?
No, there are.
Yeah, they noticed.
And they've met him.
Oh,
Yes.
so,
Yeah.
yeah, let's state that for the record, that the form of the notice is acceptable and Taylor can confirm that all the certifies were in order. Is that correct?
Confirm. And we can confirm there's no one here in the audience?
Sounds fairly non-controversial.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
I'll second.
Can I get a vote, please?
Chairwoman, Ms. Cynthia Schaefer,
Yes.
Vice Chair, Mr. Russell Adamchi,
Yes.
Mr. Randy Block,
Yes.
Ms. Lindsay Cool Brangel.
Yes.
Ms. Lorette Kratina,
Yes.
Ms. Donna Drews.
Yes.
Mr. James Miller.
Yes.
Okay,
I wasn't sure if I get to vote. That's why
All
I
right.
didn't make a motion.
Okay.
yep. Good luck.
you know, and I did read the forms that you sent, and just so, you know, just for your own, I have no intentions of running a business out of it. I mean, zero. I want to retire, actually. at the end of this year. So, yeah, I'm kind of,
Go the other direction.
what's that, retirement?
Yeah.
I am, I'm actually, I so badly, like, I'm just so, the job I'm on right now, is,
All right, hold on.
taking it out of me, and I've actually told them, I said, I think this is gonna be the end, I think I'm done.
Wow.
I've had enough.
Well, you heard me talking about the construction project in my neighborhood, so.
I mean, I'm building, actually, I'm building a courthouse, a 7-story.
Did I miss it? Did someone make a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
There we
I'll
go.
second it.
Second.
Everyone in favor? Okay, now we can talk.
All right, bye-bye, everybody. Have a nice night.
Yeah.
Good night.
Thank you.